Tree.
Oh,
So
okay.
she lives in Lake Tree. So if there's a notation here with their precinct name, that's the only people who are serving out of their precinct, right?
Right.
So that's a million times better than it was to start with.
If that's what that means,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
If, and hopefully when we redo it in August, we'll get it all
That's
just right.
Yeah, well, we can get some names, we can call.
Well, I think maybe what we should think about doing is we should have the Republican chair and the Democratic chair come in for a little session well ahead of time, because if they do their jobs, that's gonna make your job a million times easier, because they should contact the people, vet them, make sure they're willing to serve, make sure they're qualified to serve. And if they do all that, that's gonna make your job and our job a lot easier. And then they'll be the ones responsible for getting those names.
Right.
So you'll have a ready name of list, list of names to pull from. One thing I'm gonna need some clarification in, because I read the law and you read the law. And it says that each party is gonna nominate 2 people to be chief judge and 2 people to be judge. So does that mean that they're gonna nominate 6 people for each precinct? 2 people for each judge's seat and 2 for the chief judge, or just 4 people?
I thought it was 4.
I did too, but I know that when the Democratic Party did it before, they nominated 6. I didn't have anything to do with that really, but they nominated 2 people for each judge's seat and 2 for chief judge, which kind of seems like overkill
That's
to me.
overkill, but we got legal@ncb.gov that we can
Yeah.
pose that question to clarify on.
But if we go ahead and after we get through this, and we go ahead and get that done, that will give them some time in August. I think it's within the first 5 days of August, they have to submit their list. And then, so that'll make our job easier, and maybe we'll have a bigger pool. They need to start recruiting people, is what
Well,
I'm saying.
like, this year, if these people, we can hold on to these people for this year, so like in the municipal, we're not even gonna have the 7 precincts open, or 8 maybe.
Yeah.
2 in each town.
Mhm.
But next year we're gonna need lots of people.
That, right. And so what I was thinking is, maybe what you do is, maybe you get a list of poll workers, current, inactive and everything, and give them to the chairs and let them contact people and say, these are the people we want. You let them do the hard work instead of you having to call and beg people. That'd be a big help.
Well, one of the things I'm noticing is that we still have 3 that have one party.
Yeah.
And it may be that, you'll just
we-
have to take a hit on that
Yeah.
this time too.
They said that was fine, it was better to have all of one party than to have 2 out of precinct.
Yeah, you can't have 2 out of precinct. And that's what Caitlin Lupton, when I called, she said you cannot have more than 1 out of precinct. That's state law. So yeah, I think considering the short amount of time to deal with this, I think it's way better and we can live with it. But we do need to make sure we get it published, right?
And notice we have emergency people on the back.
So this
At
needs to
least
be
2.
published in the,
Later on.
Later on.
okay.
And on them precinct chairs, what we need to do is tell them to start making us a list of poll workers for each precinct. And that way, where they send us a large list or a small list, whatever, you have something to go on.
When's your meeting, Madam Chair, after the election, special elections? Do we have one?
No, I'm not scheduled as of yet, no.
It has to be, is it 10 days with the
That's
canvas?
canvas.
10 days from election day.
Uh-huh.
There might be something we want to add to the request the party chairs to come in at that time. Just to
Get it rolling.
get it rolling, because you're knocking on by the time you're knocking on the door of June.
Yeah. And summertime, if people on vacation.
Yeah, that's right, and then August is right around the corner, so I mean, it's probably not something to go ahead and put that in the agenda.
Yeah, because you think about 17 precincts, and they're gonna have to find 4
Find
people. Each party, 4 people. That means locating 8 people in each precinct. That's not something you're gonna try to do in a week. They need some time. And I want them to do a really good job so that our staff doesn't have to go through this again. I mean, my goal is that we have every precinct staffed with residents of the precinct, and that we have the right balance, between parties, all parties represented. I'd like the press to have a good racial balance. And that's all stuff that's gonna take time to achieve. And it'll make it a lot easier from then on, because And it's important to impress upon those people that you're agreeing to serve in this position for 2 years. It's a commitment that you're gonna serve.
Do we have a date for the canvassing?
It's the 25th, 24th of May at 11 a.m.
So we're
That's what
gonna
I
need a
read.
motion to accept this list
Right, I'm just wanting to.
with the addition of Phyllis Latham on here.
And to go ahead, might as well.
And get it published.
Good, yeah,
Okay,
move to publish.
may I have, a motion to accept the revised list of poll workers and with the addition of Phyllis Latham for Lake Creek and to have this list published?
I so move.
I second.
It's been moved and properly second that we accept the, revised list of poll workers with the addition of Phyllis Latham's name and to have it published. Question?
Now, when I publish it, I just put the precinct, the position, and the name, right?
Right, no party or
No
anything like
party.
that. At least that's the way other counties have done it, I've seen.
Okay.
Precinct name and where?
Position and
Position and name.
Yeah, and then you get ready for people to call and say, he doesn't live in our precinct, why is he chief judge? And then you just have to explain.
More question? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposed, the same sign, hearing none. Motion carries. Okay. Now we're down to our director's updates. Update on the one-stop voting and the totals.
Okay,
Nine.
the long sheet, has that on there. We voted 750.
Oh, okay.
pretty good.
That was a busy end of the week. What, almost doubled, I mean, more than
Well,
doubled.
some people said it was, because people were, it was check days and people were out and about
Mhm.
and came by.
Yeah, that was good.
But we got in there.
We still have the second highest total of absentee ballots, which is crazy for Little Lake County.
And so on.
Well, you look at them addresses and look at all of them, then just voting water.
That's exactly right, but you know, you think about people down there, they live 30 or 40 miles from Elizabethtown to come early vote.
Right. And I've heard people say that, you know, doing the absentee ballot is a whole lot easier for them,
Yeah.
especially the seniors.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Especially the seniors. I even have some of that in Brown Marsh, and some of them are not even voting this time.
I can tell you one thing, when we get voter ID, we'll have a lot more absentee ballots.
Mhm.
It just intimidates people.
But they still have to, supply this. They still have to supply ID
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
for the ID. Yeah.
Some people are just intimidated by the whole process, I'm convinced. Do we, I wanted to ask earlier, do we usually have many provisional ballots?
Not really.
I've never known us of there being many. But I know that in November, I know that we had, at Tar Heel, we had a lot of people turned away at the polls. And when they would come out and tell us they'd been turned away, we would say, did you vote a provisional ballot? And they'd say, what's that? I don't know anything about that. So we need to make sure that
The
we're
voters
doing,
know
we're
that.
we're doing a better
The
job with
education
provisional
of that,
ballots.
yeah.
Something to tell the chief judge when you have training. Make sure they voted provisional.
Mm.
Yeah, well, they were told, if
Have-
there's any doubt, go to provisional.
Yeah, and let me ask you something too, in training, have they been trained about allowing observers to stay in there when the polls are closed?
That was discussed.
Because, you know, we had a problem with that in November, we had a chief judge who forced poll observers to leave, refused to close the polls until they left, in Lake War One.
Yeah, that was discussed in training.
Okay.
You can't do that, can you?
He did. He did, and our former director went over there and backed him up, told him they had to leave.
under the impression the observer goes in and sits in that pose, the only thing he can do is sit there and observe. If he gets up and move, he can only go to the bathroom and straight back that chair, and he cannot talk to anyone. Is that the way?
That's what it's supposed to be.
But just like when we were at the polls, at Tar Heel, when it's time for the polls to close, Melissa White followed the procedure. She went to the door and said, the polls are now closed. Anyone who wants to observe the totaling of the ballots is welcome to come in and do that. We went in and watched it. And, you know, then over there, they were telling people, they were throwing people out instead of welcoming people in. It just makes it look like you got something to hide, whether you do or not.
And that has been stressed. I mean,
That was disgusting.
that was discussed in the trailer.
And curbside voting, not sticking
What
it
about-
in the car with the voters and everything, telling them how to vote. Because that happened too.
There was
Same
some,
person.
and some elected officials were doing that as well.
Look at the
People
library.
who were running for office.
And I would have taken pictures, I
And
got
that's
threatened.
quite that's quite intimidating.
I know
When
it
the person
is.
that's running for office is standing looking at your car.
That should be done.
It'll be better.
The last meeting, we had those 2 ballots that the date is an issue. They said, investigator Fleming reviewed the envelope. It appears to be an explainable error. The witnesses appear to be relative non-issue.
I think so too. I thought it was just, you know, sometimes you write the date incorrectly. That's what I thought it was.
So that was taken care of.
That's good.
Is there any action that needs to be taken on that?
No.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Next, we have a conference in July, and so it's Carrie. And I need to know who would be interested in going.
That's a conference for Board of Elections members.
You got it in the back.
Yeah.
Just right before you get to your check stub.
Oh, the
Yeah.
check stub. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
there you go.
Oh, you all laughed when y'all saw that, didn't you? I did too.
State Board of Elections.
Put that change in my bank account.
Tell me how much.
Yeah, that's my good days.
I didn't get anything.
I babysit Wednesday,
Maybe you
Thursday,
didn't
I'll
work,
get
you
my bank
hadn't worked
statement
as
at
long.
12.
You didn't get the
as long
cutoff.
as us.
You didn't get in on the
I'll
cutoff.
get
You
the
haven't
bank
been working
statement.
as long as us.
I'll get the bank statement at 12.
You got to work,
That's it.
Oh, yeah, I got one.
Mr. White, you got to work at least 2 weeks first. No. You
Well,
didn't
that ain't
make-
the first
you
time.
didn't make the cutoff.
It's not the first time I've done something that didn't get paid, so.
Well, you doing this or not? You
Oh, I
talking-
see. It's about voter ID, training for
Yeah.
city officials, board member duties, responsibilities, absentee voting and ballot, and MAT teams. We've never had MAT teams in Bladen County, I don't think, but we do probably need them. Okay. All right, so I would like to go.
I
I would like to go.
Sign me up.
I don't wanna go, but my wife wants to go.
There you go.
Sign him up too.
Now, how does that work as far as travel and all is concerned? Explain the process to me.
Travel, the board members get paid 50-some cents a mile. And you get so much for food that is not provided, a meal's not provided. You would get so much per meal,
Okay,
and you get that before you go.
okay. Are we, subject to have to return receipts and all of that, or we just, okay.
Because it's basically just one night, I mean.
I know, but I'm just saying that,
We usually go up on Sunday.
Okay.
We go up on Sunday and, come back Tuesday after. And they usually let out early Tuesday.
I was talking to Veronica about it, and she was telling me that usually it's about a day and a
A
half.
day and a half, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I
I would a whole lot much prefer to go on a Sunday evening than to get up and face that traffic on
And
Monday
Monday
morning.
morning.
Not going up by 40.
So we usually go up on Sunday and that's Tuesday.
Is it a thing where, because sometimes they'll say, you know, your whole board doesn't need to go, half can go and then they can report, is that the kind of thing, or?
I've never known that now.
Okay.
As
I
a
don't know
new board, I think we
with
need
the
to
new
go.
board,
I
you
do
need
too.
to go. I was gonna say,
That's what I was
I mean,
I've
you know,
never known that now.
You go.
I don't know about you guys, but I can tell you, everywhere I go, Lake
Gonna
County
stay,
is,
no
we
pay.
get to be the stars of the show.
Don't pass.
We went to
I
the,
don't know if I wanna
Hey,
go and
we
have
been on
a
national news.
Oh, you don't wanna hang out with us? Is that what it is?
let me tell you
Okay,
that, I saw us on BBC.
Oh, Lord, international news,
One
okay,
night
never
on
mind.
BBC, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. I gotta start watching the news more. Okay, so, everybody's willing to go? Okay. So we're gonna get in on the early bird?
We just say that.
That's right.
Right now, I have to, with the budget year, I can't do a whole lot, but if we take.
Did the gentleman here from Raleigh, did he say that if you needed some more money or for certain things, did I understand
He
correct
said-
that there was some things that we could apply for?
That
from
Homeland
Raleigh?
Security stuff.
What he told us before you got here, I was not going to tell you this afterwards, he said that the state board considers our situation with the Board of Elections here
Mhm.
as a very high priority,
Mhm.
and that if the county commissioners will not fund that relocation and separation,
Mhm.
he said their director is going to try to impress upon our county commissioners that they do that,
Okay.
but that if not, then they have some money that they're going to.
Oh, darn.
Yeah.
You said there was a grant working.
Yeah.
Because she said we're the only board in the state that has shared like this, and it's not acceptable.
Well, that's something that probably, he's way looking into, brought some board's attention to get some movement on it. I mean, that's chairman, I mean, that's your, chair lady, that's your prerogative there, but I'm just saying, that's interesting to know that there's money perhaps.
Now that I
out
hear
there.
that, yeah,
For security,
for
yeah.
security reasons.
Because, you know, it seems apparent to me that there's a lot that needs to be done in this office. I mean, not that I wouldn't mind meeting in a warehouse, but, we don't need anything as swanky as the county
No.
commissioners have, but, you know, I mean, I think we need to take a good
Can we
look
get
at
a fan?
plan about a little bit of updates that can be done in this building, especially when you use it as an early voting site. What we got over going right now is not acceptable.
You know
And
what?
having to weave through that, you know, little rabbit warren to get back to a meeting room, it's not acceptable. So, there's some things that need to be done.
Do you have a fan?
But our county
A
commissioners
fan
are
to go in
testing
here.
4 million
Well,
shortfall according to-
It's kind of warm. Or maybe just me.
No, that's what I
I'm
was
not the only
saying,
one.
but it's.
If I am, I'll just fan
They're saying,
myself.
press the button. Of course, they won't say that, they'll say, try to get local, but,
Today is cooler than
you know,
it was
strike
last
while the
time.
iron's hot, you know what it says?
Exactly.
I mean, you know, if Raleigh's saying.
I do too, but I
Team.
don't want to be hot.
And if we
I
are
wanna
on
break
the
a
national.
sweat. I ain't
I don't want to break a sweat.
My wife almost got one today.
We might be a tough
When I go outside working in the yard, I want to break a sweat. But when I'm just sitting here looking cute, I don't want to break a
Do
sweat.
some of the lesser things.
It's not cute.
All right, I hear conversation going on,
Okay,
so
I'm
undoubtedly we're through with what we need to do, and we thank Ms. McCoy for, everything that's been done thus far. And at this time, I would like to receive a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I second that
I want
motion.
to say something.
All right.
As part of, you were speaking on the Homeland Security, they are in the process of moving veterans to the health department. They have started that process.
That's
I
good.
think they're working on the space right now, and the guy said maybe, well, I thought he said this Friday, but maybe next Friday.
That's good.
He'll be out.
Okay, we're good.
Good.
That was a big question.
So our next meeting is
Yes,
going to be,
Next Monday,
Monday,
Monday at 11?
5. Maybe 5?
Okay.
Were you saying the 13th?
Monday,
We gotta meet Monday, Tuesday, and Friday next week.
Huh?
say what? Monday,
Valeria, am I not right?
Tuesday.
right?
Monday,
That's
Tuesday,
part of
and
my
Friday?
statute. Monday, Tuesday, and Friday.
No, let's see, that's this.
The 18th.
10th, that's Friday.
Yeah.
So
So we
okay,
missed
this
the
is Friday.
13th, 14th, and
On
17th.
Friday, I would not be here because my grandson's graduating from college and I'm going.
The 18th, Friday?
No,
The
17th.
10th, the 10th is what my day.
Oh, I'm looking at my calendar
Is-
wrong.
Did this get together this weekend?
Huh?
Was that last weekend, this get together, grandsons?
Yeah, it was just coming weekend.
Excuse me,
So-
I have a motion on the floor,
And it's been duly seconded.
and it's been duly seconded. Okay, I didn't, there was questions going on before I could get to the, Ms. McCoy had a question.
Now, she's telling us that veterans will be moved.
A comment, yes, and, now, all in favor, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Meeting adjourned. Thank
So,
you.
okay.
Now, conversation, Mr. White, you
At
will
what
not be
time?
here when?
May 10th.
When we're not meeting, like,
We're not
And
meeting
this
May
is our
10th.
final,
So
Monday.
next Monday,
Tuesday,
the,
Friday, didn't say no
Tuesday.
Monday, our final.
But that was the 13th, 14th, and the
That Friday,
17th.
5?
Friday's at 5 too.
All the meetings are at 5, right?
Okay.
My grandson's getting his doctor's degree and I was gonna make sure I was there.
Yeah, I think so, because that Friday, that Friday is just absentee ballots cut off. And then we don't meet again till Candace,
So I
right?
thought the final absentee ballot meeting, according to this, is the 13th. Says final
And that
absentee.
Friday, you gotta have it.
Okay, but.
Yeah, but the Friday, because some absentee ballots will come in,
Okay.
they'll postmark election day, right? And that's what we do that.
So
And, you know, we can't meet it, we can't change our meeting time unless we did the resolution 2 weeks before the election. Oh, we didn't do that, so we gotta meet at 5.
Yeah.
So
See you guys.
See ya, thank you.
Monday,
Professor told us that
Tuesday,
you can take that
and
with
Friday.
Right.
So you
Okay.
pass it, you can skip
So
it.
I'm free the rest of this week.
And that's what
I
he did.
missed my granddaughter's baseball game today.
Right? Good.
Or my granddad.
Oh, Lord.
So, are you getting the game?
No, you got ain't going
By the
there.
time I can get home and change clothes and get to Grace Street, it'll be over. Cause they go twice. I'll see her Thursday's her
So
last
next
game.
next week is Monday, the 13th. At what time?
5.
5 o'clock.
All the meetings are at 5.
From now on out. Well,
Except for cameras, it's at 11.
And when
okay,
is canvassing?
the 24th.
Jesus, Henry, Lord, okay.
Just keep that $80.
Well, you
in mind.
got paid.
Got
Two.
Two.
To what?
2 years.
I thought it said in 22.
We're 2 years, 1 2-year terms.
They probably will on that. Yeah.
Unless,
Well, let's go to the river.
unless we get another Democrat to go.
Also, where is it?
22 what?
It might
That
be.
we start to 20, we get to a 2-year term.
That's what I saw.
State board,
What?
state board's 4 years.
You thought 22?
Why did I see that somewhere?
somewhere.
His little slide had state board members.
I thought I saw that somewhere on that first day.
We may have,
Uh-huh.
but, I got to learn you like that.
Cut that out, don't start that just yet.